Tetatae, a close encounter of the third kind. Tetatae system. Found by accident on November 9, 2510, when the Leviathan-class jump ship Raiden suffered a misjump and was wrecked in the process. The system remained uncharted until the present day. Existing somewhere in between Hartshield, Brailsford, and Salford, it contains two different worlds suitable for human habitation. The planet, also named Tetatae, what literally means earth and sky in the language of the native, an intelligent life form known as Tetatae, and a large moon called Far Country by the humans. Roughly similar to Terra, with its plains, rivers, jungles, and mountains, the planet was colonized by the survivors from the Raiden, while the remains of the jump ship ended up orbiting it. Almost exactly 536 years later, on November 7, 3056, the Scout-class jump ship Tetatae suffered the same fate, apparently emerging, as her predecessor, at the same destination point within the system, and found that they were closing with the planet at a speed of around 700,000 kilometers per hour. However, since vessels always emerge inert from a jump, it must have been the planet that approached the unmoving jump ship. After detecting Raiden's wreckage, the newcomers dropped on the planet, finding out the descendants from the first crew and their established 18th century human society, which despite being cut off from the rest of the inner sphere, still existed after all that time. Native of Tetatae, the Tetatae, a flightless, large, and sentient bird with arms, stands approximately 1.5 meters tall and has no apparent distinction of males and females. The long, ovoid body is covered in iridescent feathers, whose roots color may change from the standard brown to green, purple, yellow, blue, or fade to an ashen hue on an injured specimen. Both sets of feet and hands have a similar build of 4 forward and 2 rearward toes, completely articulated and capable of grasping and manipulating objects independently, giving Tetatae's amazing dexterity. Extending from the side of the skull to the front, and set some 20 centimeters apart, their big red eyes have, each, 2 pupils, one usually facing forward and the other sideways. With average 200 years lifespan, their infants are no more than walking little balls of fluff, while elders hold council sessions in excess of 18 hours, what's only possible due to Tetatae's ability to keep only a fraction of their bodies alert while the other part shuts down, extending their endurance. Capable of human speech, although their high and chirping voices, with strength on the hard sounds, the species also have their own clacking language. Despite the clear yellow blood, members of the Vostlands demonstrated that Tetataes are edible for humans, claiming they taste a bit like chicken. With a somewhat communist lifestyle, unable to comprehend land ownership and territories, what explains their lack of development and put in check their status as intelligent, and with a religion in which good means service for the tribe, the Tetataes lack any form of the most important technological advances ever, written language and historical records. Making little use of domesticated plants and none of animals, Tetataes are harvesters and pacifists in essence, moving elsewhere to avoid localized problems. Such bring them to the same level of prehistoric humankind at most. Once united on the plains bordering on the Great River to the west, they divided into forest dwellers, slightly more advanced with log huts, and plains dwellers. With no conflict remembered, the event may be attributed to the rare occurrence, happening perhaps about once in every 3 centuries, of a too large tribe be broken up into 2 bands by the council. A group of the 12 oldest specimen there resided over by the headman, the oldest one. These elders are responsible for guiding the tribe, and to keep the memory and long-winded oral tradition. Due to the great efficiency handling human equipment, enslaved Tetataes are employed in colonies for menial tasks, making them use the existing technology. Tetataes consider fruits of plants with 4-pointed leaves harmful and will not eat them, though it remains unclear if these are actually poisonous for them. Discovered yet in 2510, after the Leviathan-class jump ship Raiden suffered the catastrophic misjump to Tetatae, this species of talking birds recollect humans' fall from sky as the single most important event of their history. Until the unexpected visitors found that Tetataes could speak, many plain dwellers, one of the 2 groups formed after the feathery race cultural stagnation centuries before, were killed trying to help. The Tetataes were, then, enslaved and exploited in all kinds of labors, receiving such poor treatment that several revolts occurred, leading to even more Tetataes deaths through large numbers of executions. The forest dwellers elected to avoid contact with the invaders, considering them overall bad. 500 years later, when the Scout-class jump ship Tetatae suffered the same fate of her predecessor, the Tetatae immediately associate the reversed joint legs bird-like locusts with their own species, while the humanoid javelin, panther, and phoenix hawk lemmax were correlated with the people from the stars. Subsequently, the Tetatae flocked to the faction operating the 2 locusts when the humans once again began to fight among themselves, regarding such faction, under command of Shosa Yuberi Tekuda, as angelic or divine beings sent to restore the order that the other humans have upset. Subscribe for more videos like this. Bye for now.